Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English Pod. My name is Marco. Today, we are going to talk about something very real in life, when a girlfriend and boyfriend apologize. This is important because in every relationship, people sometimes make mistakes. Saying sorry is not always easy, but it can make love stronger.
Hi, Marco, and hi, everyone listening. My name is Catherine. Yes, you're right. Many couples fight about small things like forgetting a special day, being late, or saying words that hurt feelings. But when they say sorry in a kind way, they can heal the pain and understand each other better.
I think an apology is more than just words. When a boyfriend or girlfriend says, "I'm sorry," they're also showing respect. It means they care about the other person's feelings. A simple sorry can open the door to trust again.
Exactly, Marco. And an apology is not only for big mistakes. Sometimes even a small mistake needs an apology. For example, if one person doesn't answer a message quickly, the other may feel ignored. A soft apology can stop a small problem from becoming a big fight.
When a boyfriend or girlfriend apologizes, it's important that they really mean it. If you just say sorry quickly, but you don't mean it, the other person can feel it. A true apology comes from the heart. You need to look at your partner, use a calm voice, and show that you care. That way, they will believe your words and feel your honesty.
Yes, Marco. And I think action is also important. Words are good, but actions show more. For example, if someone says, "I'm sorry for being late," then next time they should try to be on time. If someone says, "I'm sorry for not listening," then they should listen carefully in the future. A good apology is not only speaking, but also changing.
That's so true, Catherine. Sometimes couples forget that love needs care, just like a plant needs water. Apologies are like water for the heart. They help feelings grow again after a fight. When we apologize with real care, we are saying, "I want this relationship to be healthy and strong." That is why it is very powerful.
And you know, Marco, saying sorry also shows courage. Many people feel shy or proud, and they don't want to admit they are wrong. But when a boyfriend or girlfriend says, "I made a mistake," it shows they are brave and they value peace more than pride. That kind of courage makes the relationship deeper and more beautiful.
Sometimes when couples argue, the problem is not very big, but the silence after the fight makes it worse. If nobody says sorry, the distance grows. An apology can break that silence and bring the two closer again. For example, if the boyfriend says, "I'm sorry, I was too angry," it helps the girlfriend feel safe again. Apologies remove the heavy feeling between two people and give them hope to start fresh.
Yes, Marco, and I think timing is very important too. If you wait too long to say sorry, the other person may feel you don't care. But if you rush without thinking, it may sound empty. A good apology happens when you are calm and ready to listen. When the girlfriend or boyfriend waits for the right moment and speaks kindly, the other person feels respected. Respect makes the relationship stronger and keeps it balanced.
Another thing, Catherine, is body language. Words are important, but the way you say them matters too. If someone says sorry but rolls their eyes or looks away, it doesn't feel real. But if they keep eye contact, use a soft tone, and maybe hold the other person's hand, then the apology feels warm. These small details show love and honesty, and they can change the whole moment.
I agree completely. An apology can even become a chance to learn more about each other. For example, after saying sorry, couples can talk about why the fight happened and what they can do better next time. This way, the apology is not only about fixing the past, but also about building a better future. When couples do this, every mistake becomes a lesson that makes their love more mature and strong.
When couples apologize, they also build trust again. Trust is very delicate, like glass. If it breaks many times, it is hard to fix. But when a boyfriend or girlfriend apologizes sincerely, they are showing that they care about trust and want to protect it. A true sorry says, "I know I hurt you, but I want to make things right." That is why a small word can have a very big power inside a relationship.
Yes, Marco, and I think forgiveness goes hands in hands with apology. If one person says sorry, but the other person refuses to forgive, the problem will stay. Forgiveness does not mean you forget everything, but it means you choose peace instead of anger. When a girlfriend or boyfriend forgives, they are saying, our love is more important than this mistake. That gives both people hope to keep moving forward together.
Sometimes, though, saying sorry is not enough if the mistake is very big. In that case, the person must also work hard to prove they have changed. For example, if someone breaks a promise again and again, only words will not heal it. They must show with time and actions that they are different now. Real love is not only about saying sweet words, it is about living those words every day.
That's very true. And I think when couples go through difficult moments, apologies can make them even closer. After the pain and the tears, when one person says sorry with all their heart and the other accepts, something beautiful happens. They understand each other more deeply, they become stronger, and their love feels more real. In this way, apologies are not a weakness, they are a bridge that connects two hearts again.
One beautiful thing about apology is that it teaches humility. In love, no one is always right. Sometimes the girlfriend is wrong, sometimes the boyfriend is wrong. When you say, I'm sorry, you are showing that love is more important than pride. Humility makes the relationship gentle and soft because it reminds both people that they are not fighting to win, but they are fighting to keep their love alive and safe.
Yes, Marco, and apology also teaches patience. When someone is upset, they may need time to calm down before they are ready to listen. A good boyfriend or girlfriend waits for the right moment and doesn't push too hard. They give space, and then they speak with love. This kind of patience shows respect. Respect is like strong roots for a tree. Without respect, love cannot grow tall and strong.
I like that image, Catherine. Apologies are like rain that helps the tree grow after a dry season. Imagine a relationship without any sorry. It would feel dry, cold, and lonely. But when couples learn to say sorry, they bring fresh water to their love. The tree becomes green again, the flowers of kindness open, and both people feel safe under the shade of love. Simple words can bring so much healing.
And another beautiful thing, Marco, is that apology brings peace, not only between the two people, but also inside the heart. When you hold anger, it feels heavy and painful. But when you say sorry or accept an apology, that heavy feeling goes away. Your heart feels light again. Peace is very important in love because without peace, couples cannot truly enjoy their time together. Apology opens the door for peace to enter.
At the end of the day, apology is one of the strongest tools in love. A boyfriend and girlfriend will never be perfect, and mistakes will always happen. But when they are ready to say sorry and forgive, their love has a chance to last. Every sorry is like a key that opens the door again, even after it was closed by anger or sadness. Love grows when people are not afraid to admit their mistakes and try again.
Yes, Marco. I believe the purpose of apology is to keep love alive, even when times are hard. It teaches couples to be humble, patient, and kind. A true apology is not only about the words, it is about actions, respect, and honesty. When a girlfriend or boyfriend apologizes with love, they are saying, "You matter to me more than my pride." That is the secret to peace in a relationship.
And I think this lesson is important not just for couples, but for everyone. Friends, family, and even people at work can have stronger bonds if they learn to say sorry with truth. An apology is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of love and strength. When we learn this skill, we don't only make relationships better, we also make ourselves better people who are able to bring kindness into the world.
That's beautifully said, Marco. So to everyone listening, remember, when you say sorry, you are not losing. You are winning love, peace, and respect. Don't wait too long to apologize, and don't be afraid to forgive. These two actions can change everything. Thank you for spending this time with us and practicing your English while learning about the power of apology. Hi, welcome. Are you ready to listen to our story? Let's dive right into something that touches every heart: the power of saying, "I'm sorry," in love. Imagine a young couple, Emma and Daniel. One evening, Daniel came home late without sending a message. Emma waited, feeling worried at first, then disappointed, and finally upset. When Daniel walked in, he could see the frustration in her eyes. Many people, in this moment, defend themselves or make excuses. But Daniel took a deep breath and said softly, "I'm sorry for not letting you know. I should have respected your time." Notice something important here. He didn't just say sorry. He explained clearly what he was sorry for. This is a powerful tip in English communication. Don't just say sorry, but add details. For example, "I'm sorry for raising my voice," or "I'm sorry for forgetting your call." This shows the other person that you truly understand why they were hurt. Emma listened, and her anger began to soften. She could feel the honesty in his tone. In English, we often use our voice to communicate feelings more than words. A calm and gentle tone makes "I'm sorry" sound real. If Daniel had shouted the apology or said it while looking at his phone, Emma would not believe it. Body language, eye contact, and tone are just as important as the words themselves. Think about how this applies to your daily life too. Maybe you are late for class, or you forget to reply to a message. Instead of saying only sorry, try saying, "I'm sorry I kept you waiting. I know your time is valuable." This extra effort shows respect, and respect builds trust. Emma's reply was simple. "Thank you for saying that. I just needed to feel important." And here we see another lesson. Sometimes the apology is not only about fixing the mistake, but about recognizing what the other person needs emotionally. Love grows when partners listen to each other's needs. An apology, when done with care, is not a small thing. It is like water on dry soil. It brings life back into the relationship. Emma smiled again that evening, not because Daniel was perfect, but because he was humble enough to admit his mistake. And that humility created peace in their home. The next day, Emma and Daniel faced another small challenge. Emma was sharing a story about her day, but Daniel was distracted, scrolling on his phone. After a while, Emma stopped talking and just sat in silence. Daniel noticed too late that he had hurt her feelings. In relationships, it's often not the big arguments that create distance, but these little moments when someone feels ignored. Daniel quickly realized this and put his phone down. He looked directly at her and said, "I'm sorry for not listening. What you say matters to me." This time, his words included an important phrase. What you say matters. When you apologize, adding a phrase of appreciation makes the apology stronger. It tells the other person not only that you regret the action, but also why they are valuable to you. Think of some other useful phrases. "I should have paid more attention." "I understand how that made you feel." "You are important to me, and I didn't show it." These are expressions you can use not only with a boyfriend or girlfriend, but also with friends, co-workers, or family. They make people feel seen and respected. Emma's face softened. She said, "I just wanted to share my story with you." This simple response reminds us that behind every argument, there's usually a deeper need for love, attention, or respect. And when we apologize, we are really saying, "I understand your need, and I care about it." Daniel promised to do better next time. And here comes the cultural lesson. In English, actions speak louder than words. If you say sorry but keep repeating the same mistake, the apology loses power. So Daniel decided to put his phone aside whenever Emma spoke. This was his way of turning words into action. In daily English conversations, remember this combination: apology plus action. For example, "I'm sorry I forgot your coffee. Tomorrow I'll bring you one." Or, "I'm sorry I missed your message. From now on, I'll check my phone more often." These small promises show commitment, and commitment strengthens relationships. That night, Emma felt reassured. She saw not only Daniel's apology, but also his willingness to change. And that's why she felt safe to open her heart again. Apologies, when real, transform tension into trust. A few days later, it was Emma's turn to make a mistake. She forgot an important date, Daniel's job interview. He had been nervous about it all week, and Emma had promised to call and wish him luck in the morning. But when the day came, she got busy with work and completely forgot. When she realized later, Daniel had already gone through the interview alone, feeling a little disappointed that Emma hadn't remembered. That evening, Emma could feel his quietness. She didn't wait for him to bring it up. Instead, she walked over and said gently, "I'm really sorry I didn't call you before your interview. I know it was important to you, and I should have been there for you." Notice the structure here. She began with, "I'm really sorry," then explained clearly what she was sorry for, and finally showed understanding of his feelings. This three-step formula makes any apology stronger. Say sorry, plus explain the mistake, plus recognize the other person's feelings. In English, you can also use phrases like, "I should not have forgotten," "I realize it hurt you," "I know you expected more from me." These phrases help show empathy, which means putting yourself in the other person's shoes. Daniel listened and felt her sincerity. He said softly, "I was hoping for your encouragement, but I understand." His response highlights another cultural point. In English-speaking relationships, people value emotional support as much as practical help. A missed call can feel like a missed hug. Emma then added, "I'll make it up to you. How about we celebrate tonight, no matter what the result is?" This is another powerful element in an apology, offering to make amends. To make amends means to do something kind to balance the mistake. It could be as simple as cooking dinner, writing a note, or giving your time. For English learners, here's a practical tip. If you ever forget a friend's birthday, don't just say, "Sorry, I forgot." Instead, try, "I'm sorry I missed your birthday. I feel bad about it. Let me take you out for coffee this week to celebrate." This not only repairs the moment, but also strengthens the friendship. That evening, Daniel smiled again. Emma's words and actions showed that she cared deeply, and through her honest apology, their bond became stronger. Sometimes mistakes are not the end, they are opportunities to show love in a deeper way. One weekend, Emma and Daniel had an argument about time. Daniel loved to arrive early for every event, while Emma was more relaxed and often ran late. That Saturday, they were invited to a friend's dinner, and Emma spent too long choosing her outfit. By the time they left, Daniel was frustrated. He kept checking his watch, and when they finally arrived, he hardly spoke during dinner. On the way home, Emma sensed the tension. She knew that being late was not just about the clock, it was about respect for his feelings. She turned to him and said, "I'm sorry for making us late again. I know punctuality is important to you, and I didn't respect that." This apology included something very powerful, acknowledging the value of the other person. She wasn't just sorry for the action, she was recognizing what mattered to him. Here's a useful English phrase to practice. "I didn't respect your time, and I'll try harder next time." This type of phrase goes beyond sorry because it shows you understand the personal impact of your mistake. Daniel sighed and finally shared, "When we're late, I feel anxious and embarrassed. It makes me think we don't care about our friend's time." This moment teaches another lesson. Apologies open the door for honest conversation. Sometimes, people keep silent about their feelings until an apology invites them to speak. If you want to apply this in your own life, try this three-part method in English. 1. Say sorry for the action. 2. Recognize the value or feeling of the other person. 3. Promise to improve. For example, "I'm sorry I interrupted you. I know your opinion matters, and I'll listen more carefully next time." This simple structure can transform everyday conversations at school, work, or home. Emma decided to set reminders on her phone whenever they had an event. This way, she could show Daniel through action that she respected his need for punctuality. And this brings another cultural note. In English-speaking countries, punctuality is often seen as respect, not just organization. Arriving late can feel careless, while being on time shows reliability. That night, Daniel felt relieved.
Emma's apology was not just words, it came with understanding and action. And in that moment, their relationship grew a little stronger, watered by humility and respect. Not long after, Daniel faced a situation where his emotions got the best of him. One evening, after a stressful day at work, he came home and snapped at Emma for something small she had left the dishes in the sink. His voice was sharp, and his words were heavier than he intended. Emma grew quiet, and the room filled with tension. A few minutes later, Daniel realized that the dishes were not the real issue, it was his stress. He walked over and said, "I'm sorry for raising my voice, you didn't deserve that. I was frustrated about work, but I took it out on you." This apology was powerful because it separated the problem from the person. He wasn't blaming Emma, he was owning his mistake. In English, these kinds of apologies are very useful. Try saying, "I shouldn't have spoken to you that way. I let my frustration control me. It wasn't about you, and I regret making you feel hurt." These phrases show accountability. Accountability means taking responsibility without excuses. When people hear this kind of apology, they often feel respected and understood. Emma replied, "I knew you were stressed, but your words hurt." And here comes another lesson. Apologies don't erase pain instantly, but they create the space for healing. Without Daniel's words, Emma might have held onto the hurt longer. In real-life English communication, you can also use softening phrases like, "I realize I was too harsh," or "I shouldn't have reacted like that." These expressions are polite and show self-awareness, which is highly valued in English-speaking cultures. Daniel then added, "Next time, I'll take a few minutes to cool down before I speak." This is a great example of offering a solution with your apology. It's not just sorry, but also, here's how I'll handle it better in the future. For learners of English, combining sorry plus responsibility plus solution makes your communication clear and mature. Emma appreciated his honesty. She could see he wasn't just apologizing to escape the problem, he was apologizing to grow as a partner. And that kind of sincerity turns conflict into closeness, showing that even mistakes can become opportunities for deeper connection. One rainy evening, Emma and Daniel planned a quiet dinner together. Emma had promised to cook his favorite meal, pasta, with homemade sauce. But after a long day, she felt too tired and ordered takeout instead. When Daniel came home, he was surprised to see the delivery bags on the table. He didn't complain loudly, but his disappointed look said enough. Emma noticed immediately. She could have ignored it, but she chose to face it directly. She said, "I'm sorry I didn't keep my promise to cook tonight. I know you were looking forward to it, and I let you down." This apology is a good example of honesty. She didn't hide behind excuses, she admitted the broken promise. In English, broken promises are sensitive because they connect to trust. That's why using phrases like these is very helpful. "I realize I let you down. I didn't keep my word, and I regret it. You trusted me, and I didn't follow through." These sentences communicate that you understand the seriousness of the mistake. Daniel sighed and said, "I was just hoping for that meal because it felt special." His words showed that it wasn't about the food, it was about the effort and care. This reveals another cultural lesson. In relationships, actions often carry symbolic meaning. A home-cooked meal can represent love and attention. Emma replied, "Let's make it together this weekend. I'll buy all the ingredients and we can cook side by side." This was her way of making amends. To make amends means to repair the damage with a positive action. For English learners, a practical way to use this is in daily life. "I'm sorry I forgot your book. I'll bring it tomorrow for sure." Adding a promise of repair makes the apology complete. Here's another useful expression. "How can I make it up to you?" This shows humility and a willingness to fix the mistake in a way that matters to the other person. Daniel smiled at her suggestion. His disappointment melted into warmth because her apology was more than words, it was a plan for renewal. And that's the deeper truth about apologies. When they come with genuine care, they don't only close a wound, they build a stronger bridge between two hearts. One morning, after a week of calm and happy days, Daniel and Emma found themselves in another delicate situation. Emma had accidentally shared something personal about Daniel with her friend. It wasn't meant to harm him, but Daniel felt exposed and uncomfortable. Trust, once shaken, can feel fragile, like glass that might break again. Emma could see the hurt in his eyes. She sat down with him and said, "I'm truly sorry for sharing something that was private. I understand it broke your trust, and I promise to protect your confidence in the future." This apology contained 3 key parts: the word sorry, the recognition of the damage, broken trust, and a promise of better behavior. For English learners, here are some powerful, trust-related phrases to practice. I shouldn't have shared that. It was not my place. Your trust means a lot to me, and I don't want to lose it. I will respect your privacy from now on. Daniel took a deep breath. He replied, "It hurt, but I know you didn't mean to cause harm." His words remind us that forgiveness is a choice. It doesn't mean forgetting, but it means choosing peace over anger. This moment also teaches an important life skill. Apology and forgiveness are partners. Without forgiveness, even the most sincere sorry cannot heal fully. And without apology, forgiveness has no place to land. In English conversations, phrases like, "I forgive you," or "let's move forward," carry emotional weight. They give closure and allow relationships to breathe again. Emma added, "Thank you for giving me another chance. I'll show you through my actions that your feelings matter." Notice how she focused on actions, not only words. Real love is proven daily. And in English culture, consistency doing what you say is often more meaningful than one big promise. Daniel smiled, and in that smile, the heavy air lifted. Their story shows us something timeless. Apologies are not a weakness. They are a strength, a bridge, a way to keep love alive. Every sincere "I'm sorry" plants a seed of trust, and every act of forgiveness helps that seed grow into something unshakable. Thank you for being a part of Best English Podcast Zone.